Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Park Community Center. I'm Ken Friedrich, President of the Park Community Center. And before we get started, I'd like to acknowledge that we are standing on Treaty 1 land, and Manitobans reside on Treaty 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 10 territories, and the ancestral lands of the Anishinaabe, Anishinaabeg, Dakota Oyate, and the Dene Suline, and the homeland of the Red River Métis. I would like to thank Mr. Glenn Simard, Mayor Jeff Fawcett, and the honored guests for being here today. For many years, Park Community Center has been a welcoming place for all, so we're here to welcome everyone here today. Thank you. I also like to pay tribute to my fellow board members here and their children and all the other volunteers that have put in their hard work for the last 5+ years and beyond. And I also like to invite to the podium Glenn Simard, Minister of Municipal and Northern Relations.
Good morning. On behalf of the province of Manitoba and my colleagues in the legislature, I am honored to be here today to further support our investment in the redevelopment of the Park Community Center. I know that the Premier wanted to be here himself, however, our friend to the south, his tariff announcement, and First Ministers all await, so Park will have to do it with me today.
We'll take it.
Yep. So our government knows that investing in our community, in its recreation facilities, in its childcare facilities, an investment in our future. All three of these are key components of what makes the Park Community Center special and in its redevelopment. That's why today I'm announcing the province will be making a total contribution of $6 million towards the completion of the Park Community Center. Reiterating and reinforcing that our government is committed to ensuring that this project is completed and Brandon has the recreation and childcare services it needs. Adding a childcare facility to the Park Community Center is crucial, not just for families, but also for the growth of our city and our community. When parents can return to work or study and children are supported in a safe, nurturing environment, everyone benefits. Over the past year, our government has continued to work with our partners in the City of Brandon, the Brandon YMCA, to set down the foundation and planning for this redevelopment, and today's announcement gets closer to the goal of providing Brandon with services its families are looking for. Our government continues to live out its commitment to working alongside communities along the province to ensure that all families, no matter where they live, have access to the services and facilities that they need to help their children, the facilities that they deserve, and build the communities they envision for the future.
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
I'll now take questions. Yes?
Is this a one-time funding? Will you be responsible for everything here along the way?
Well, we're continuing to work towards making this a reality. After the community center and childcare facility is built, the regular course of business and how daycares and community centers takes over.
Such good news for this community, and just kind of wondering, other community centers are now going to be going, how can we pitch to Minister Simard, and what do you say to them?
Well, I think I would say the same thing that we say to all community centers, all childcare facilities across the province, that you have a partner in the province of Manitoba to make these type of investments in your community.
And can you expand on what the childcare spaces, how many, what they look like, any plan of action?
Well, that's what we mentioned in my previous comments, is that we're reiterating our commitment to get this thing built with a really significant amount of investment. And we have strong partners with the city and with the YMCA who helped us work on this. And we're making sure that we just don't get to the finish line, that we blow past it. So I think this is a fairly strong indicator and investment to say we're serious about this.
Glenn, the original announcement or promise by Rob Canoe was $1 million plus change. It is now a $6 million allotment. How much of this will, I mean, how much is the city putting in? Is there any other partners in this?
Well, we know from what we've put in, the $6 million, that it is showing a really strong commitment to get this thing done. Our partners have been at the table in helping us with what this looks like and what the needs of the community are. And with those conversations and with these dollars, I think that it's really showing we are here, we are ready to get the work done, and we're ready to build this thing.
So that didn't answer my question though. How much of the percentage of this is in the total?
Well, those are getting worked out as we get this past the finish line. And sometimes projects need a boost to make that happen, to get the partners, future partners as well, to the table to say, hey, this is where we are. And to get this built, we know it takes serious money, it takes serious clout, and that's what we're bringing to the table.
So it was $1 million initially, it's now 6, as I mentioned before. Why the increase? What changed the province's mind, or was that always on the table?
No, we were committed to getting this thing done, to getting this thing built. And it's another example of coming to the table and saying you have a serious partner in the province of Manitoba, that we believe in what community centers bring, not just to the park area, but to all regions across the province. That it's a gathering space, it is a place where families will decide whether or not they settle in a space, in a city, depending on what type of services are there. And I would, if I were a family looking at a place to settle in Brandon, downtown Brandon looks a lot more attractive with a beautiful community center in it.
Right, so did the city though come back to the province and say we need more help? Did the Park Community Center Board do that?
We're always open to active discussions. We are a listening government.
So which one was it?
Well, what I would say is that when you have already a partner who has come to the table with 1.2 million, like the city has, and we have invested already $6 million into our project, there is a really strong desire from both groups to get this thing done.
In follow-up to Michelle's question, is this precedent setting? Because there was a long road to get to where we are now. And there was a lot of discussion about getting rid of community centers entirely, at least certain ones in this city. And push from the community here, including people who are living right around this block, help make this community center still a point of reference for this community. But there are, as Michelle said, there are other communities. Is there any negotiation, any talk right now with the city about some of the other ones, including one in the southern part of the city that came down a couple of years ago?
I'll have the mayor weigh in a couple seconds here on that response, but what I would say is that 5 years ago, the Brandon East will look a lot different than it does now. You have a partner at the table, a listening government who is prepared to work with communities who address needs and address items that they would like to see happen in their community, where it's a new school, we're building 2 here in Brandon, whether it's healthcare staff, we've added 1,200 net new healthcare staff in our city, or well, I wish, in our province. We're investing in policing, we're investing in community safety, and part of community safety and part of all of those things I was saying before includes a community center. And the mayor and I have a really strong relationship where we have ongoing discussions on a matter of issues. And if community centers need more support, we're always willing to listen to what the city has to share with us.
Just one more question.
Yeah.
So you talked about crossing the finish line and the desire in the neighborhood to get this done. How confident can this neighborhood be that this project is going to get done, and will it be done before the next election?
You could be 1,000% confident that we will build a park community center.
When?
And well, $6 million is a very big investment.
I understand that, but the price of construction keeps going up and up and up, and we've been told in this neighborhood for years that this was coming, and it keeps getting pushed back. how confident can we be it's going to happen?
I think you can be extremely confident that we said in the campaign that we would invest. We said after we were elected, early on in the first budget to be tabled, that the Park Community Center would have the investment, and I'm here today to round that number up to a fairly healthy sum. With the partners you see behind me, I think that you can take that vote of confidence to the community to say, we are here, we are investing in Brandon East, we're investing in the Park Community Center area. Did you want to?
Am I speaking anyway?
Thank you, Minister Simard. And now we'd like to invite Mayor Jeff Fawcett for a few words.
Thank you for that buffer time.
My notes had Samard takes questions.
Yeah.
It's okay. We'll just move on.
So this is exciting because this has been a long process and not the smoothest route. And at the city of Brandon, you know, politically, we're a government, and so we don't sort of deal in partisan, we work with partnerships. And we have a partnership here on this that, you know, the partner has said, let's get this done, and so they're working on it. You know, original discussions were around a community center, and we were always engaged in that. And then discussions changed because they started including the daycare, which of course the city, we know we need daycare spaces everywhere. I hope to hear another announcement from them about the college daycare spaces coming in sooner than later. So that did delay things. They've had to go back to their books to find a bit more money to put this in place. I do want to thank the board that has really gotten engaged. They had the board members that were championing daycare. They had board members that were championing the community center, which I believe that they want to bring back to music. But you only get one question now. which they want to bring back to music, and you know, so there was discussions around this. We've moved past that, and we're ready to go. Proximity to the university and the music we have there, the history of the music that was in this building, I think is great to have. If anybody wants to download Wheat City Hardcore to watch it, you can actually see live footage of concerts in here. Yeah, and I think that it is a very positive thing. We're going to continue to work with the province and other partners, YMCA, everybody else, to make sure that this does get to fruition. And then we will have ongoing discussions with other community centers. And I do want to comment that Minister Simard and his team have come forward with projects to be running out of other community centers already for this spring and this summer. So that we're engaging in more community center activity with, I think it was 100,000, maybe 200,000 this year.
Yes.
Yes, yeah. I'll leave your money to you. But it is already in discussions about what we can do with other community centers. Of course, within a city budget, we don't have as much. So any kind of further discussions on enhancement of community center, that just takes a little bit longer. But we will be talking about doing things more, and we do like the idea of daycares attached to them, but there's cost to that, and that's partly been the reason this has taken so long. So, thank you. Did you want to ask a question of me?
Just a quick question, was it necessary to have a breakdown, so 1.6 from the city, 6
1.2.
1.
You've already raised it. It's 1.2.
Good try, Michelle.
Yeah, nice try.
Yeah.
Nice try. Thank you.
Who told you to say that?
I heard two.
I didn't see it.
That is what is in our budget, is 1.2, and that has been what we've been working on.
Okay, and then plus the 6, and is it somebody will be responsible for this, some province will pay for this, or is it all one lump sum?
Of course, we want the province to pay for everything. They'd probably like us to come up with some, but that's what partnerships do, and we'll dig and find money from other places, but we'll finish it because it is close to the end of the line. The buildings would belong to the city of Brandon. It's a community center and the daycare. So ongoing work after that would be with the city of Brandon, like any of the community centers. The operator of a daycare would be, independent. So they might have a lease agreement on that works differently, but the building is the city of Brandon's.
How many,
Spaces are they looking at?
yeah, well, no, I'm kind of wondering how many, is there a necessary number of staff that will have to be part of any daycare plan, in order to move that forward?
Daycares would be operated independently, like, so the city.
True, but they would still be under the auspices, I'm assuming the license under the
Yeah.
province.
Yeah,
So
Yeah, so
there would come a necessary number of staff.
yeah, but that is part of the discussions that we've been having. There's a certain amount that makes it sort of sustainable. And if you get into infant daycare, there's different numbers, the costs are different. But we do need infant daycare, and that's one of the reasons that the cost was a little higher.
Is there a total for the project? Yes.
Minister Samar would like to answer that question.
I'm not sure you would.
Oh, he would.
We are currently assessing the needs of the community and what the community needs in terms of its daycare space. And given the significant amount of money that we are investing in the redevelopment, shows that we want this to be a gold standard in terms of what daycares can offer. And you may have picked it up in my notes when I was speaking, but this community deserves the gold standard. And we want to be able to provide the very best care for our residents, whether they live in downtown or in Sage Creek or in Thompson.
So is there a total amount yet?
There's an amount that we want to be able to make sure we can do this successfully. All the pieces from the province's point of view are in place, but as Mayor Fawcett said, we are partners and we will make sure that
Or
what
you
gets.
can't provide an estimate in it?
The estimate's around 9 million.
9 million.
Around,
So-
that's not a done deal, but.
No,
it's-
I get it,
Tender,
so I'm
not
just
tender.
asking, that
Yeah.
leads me to the second.
I think what
yes.
the question is asking, and whether or not, I think what you're trying to get to is whether or not the gap that needs to be bridged is significant and whether or not we'll get there. I think you can take the fact that we're coming in very significantly from the province, hearing the mayor's comments, seeing the people behind me, shows the will that we will get there.
So, but there's ultimately a responsibility to get there, right? So does that fall on the city? Does that fall on the province or outside donors or?
The community.
I think it falls on all of us.
Yes, all of us,
Hey,
yeah.
Well,
All of it.
that's
You
right.
too.
You know what I would say?
It falls on you too.
All
Uh,
I'm looking at the numbers.
Everybody.
Matt, let's just say this, as a Minister for Municipal and Northern Relations, we have a significant relationship with the city of Brandon on a number of projects, whether it's 26th Street, whether it's the investment we just recently made on Richmond and from 18 to 26th, whether it's building infrastructure, whether it's plowing streets, whether it's investing in 2 new schools. The province is there for Brandon. The province will continue to step up to make sure that these large projects get done. And the significant investments that we've done on 18th Street, the work that we're doing with the city on a number of different issues shows that we have the willingness and the capability to pull off big projects, and we will continue to deliver for the city.
I guess I had one last question, directed to the mayor. Is there any timetable? I mean, this building needs to come down. There needs to be a new one here. Furthering on to what Brendan was asking, I'm not asking, demanding that it be done in, 5 months, but I mean, I just saw a demolition behind my house go down in 1 day, so, I'm just wondering.
Oh, we got
is
the
there a
wrong house, did we?
timetable?
Oh, sorry.
So I'm just curious if there is a timetable for this to happen.
There isn't a set timetable, but I would like to think that, by the end of this year, we would have the plans in place to, we're not gonna demolish until a tender's going out.
Right.
We're still renting.
And we're still renting.
Fully rented.
I came a day early for this and saw the yoga class going on. Didn't participate, I went to other stuff, but no, the expectation, and I think that what Minister Samard's coming here today to do is say, this is moving forward. This is an update. It hasn't left the mind of the province. They're continuing to work. We've been working with the daycare providers, and we've been working with the province. MCM's been involved as the architect. And the expectation is this is moving forward. And so it really is an update that you're getting. It isn't the final. But for everybody that was wondering, is this going forward? That's why they're here, I think. They're here to tell you this project is going forward, and it's a lot closer.
So, really great news for the city, really great news for this community. I think I can go on with the rest of my day with a smile, permanent smile. It's been really great having everybody here. Feel free to talk to any of the people you see here behind me. However, just know that our government believes in the Wheat City, and we're here to deliver. Thanks.
Wheat City hardcore.